Well, from the trailer, Sean, this just looks like she ends up in a sort of box that has like one wall that's mirrored, and there's people who come out into this forest somewhere and watch her, blah blah blah. And it seems like it's one of these sort of like puzzle, what's going on, and everything like that. There's a whole bit where there's like, what's that sound? It's applause because apparently there's people who are standing outside on the other side of this mirrored glass watching them. But yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay. So based on Irish folklore, so yeah, basically this girl, she's an American immigrant, lives in Ireland, and she's got to deliver a, a special bird to Belfast. Obviously, the bird's really important to the story. But anyway, she gets sort of stopped in the forest, and she wanders off a little bit, and then loses where she's left the car and everything like that. And these people come along and like, oh, you've got to come in before nightfall. We've got to get into this box, and we've got to show ourselves. And so there's some other characters. There's four of them, and they're all in this box.
yeah,
And so it's yeah. And so what it's to do? It's like Irish folklore. There's these things called changelings, which probably Sharon would know a little bit more about. And what they're trying to do is these the whole. I don't know if I can give away any spoilers.
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything, but it's sort of-
The thing is, I know you're in a tricky spot because this is a Shyamalan movie,
yeah,
which
yeah,
which means that you've got to tread very carefully before you give away the whole film,
yeah.
and make
That's
make the
exactly
film
right.
not worth
So,
watching.
So anyway, there's these things that watch because they want to imitate, so they want to study so that they can, but they can only appear at night time, and they live in burrows,
Mhm.
and they just appear at night. So during the day, these people they try to find a way out, and you've got like things that says point of no return number 10, point of no return number 64, whatever.
Yeah,
And but they have to get back to this cabin before nightfall,
yeah,
otherwise they die. There is a casualty that right starts right at the very beginning of the film.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and so
Set
they're
up the
just
stakes.
basically looking for this place, the way to escape, and then they discover something in this cabin, which I thought they would have discovered straight away. Because if you want to escape from somewhere, you're going to look, aren't you? And I mean, if you've been there months and months and you can't find this thing that's been there, that's like anyway.
Well,
So and they
so far it sounds a little bit like the Maze Runner.
the maze, yeah, maybe a similar thing. But what I
Yeah,
can understand is I was thinking if you're in a box, you're gonna investigate, aren't you? But to be in a box for a certain amount of time and then suddenly find this thing, oh look, where's this go to? You know? So yeah, so they and then so that they go through this thing and they find this story of a professor which had gone to the forest to actually study the people that are
oh,
studying these.
okay.
Yeah. So that's the story, and then so it's basically about them trying to escape and things that happen and people stuck in a cabin. And it's really difficult to not give the
I
story away. It's because
it's
I'd
yeah,
love to.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd
I
love.
can imagine. Essentially, I've come up with this new yardstick. If it's a film I want to watch, and if I feel like you're about to tell me something that I don't want to know
Yeah, yeah,
before watching it, I'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but so I'll ask you like, but how was the mood? Did it capture the mood?
Okay. So I thought it was to me this was a really good idea. Like we were funny enough we go back to talk about if films you could remake. I
Yes.
mean, I thought they put some effort into this. There was a fair old few plot holes, shall I say? There was a fair old few plot holes, but it did feel to me, and the ending was a bit odd, but it felt that at least the effort was made. You know what I mean? At
Yes.
least at least they had an attempt. It wasn't just a case of trying to scare for scary's sake to
Yep.
get the money. It felt like there was some thought put into
Logic
it.
behind it.
Yeah. But as I say, so few issues with it. It started off absolutely intriguing. It was really intriguing. So yeah, and it made me think about Irish folk. There's been a few films about Irish folklore, and there's a poem called Sharon would probably know it called "The Stolen Child" by Yeats. Do you know that one, Sharon? W.B. Yeats,
Yeah.
"The Stolen Child." Really famous poem. So if people want to read W.B. Yeats' "The Stolen Child," read that, and that might give you some
So you're
some
saying that
idea.
essentially Yates spoiled this film.
Centuries
before it was released in cinema.
Possibly, yeah. What a great analogy that is. Yeah. I to be fair, I mean, as I say, I had issues with it, but I didn't really hate it and huff and blow. And I think I got to say, I felt like there was some effort put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a 3. This would be a solid 3, I think. You know what I mean? Cool. I didn't hate it, and I thought it was a good effort.
Cool. I will translate that as there is some promise. There's some promise from Ishana.
Yeah. I think you can see